but maybe for the next time. Yeah. And we are live
Awesome.
and waiting for people. So
Perfect. Perfect.
I don't see any number right now, but yeah, I see now.
Awesome. Well, welcome everyone to the uh, workshop regarding vibe coding. So
Yeah.
this workshop's tailored for majority of people, including and not including developers. So hopefully we can get more people aligned with trying their hand at writing these different types of applications. But before we start, I want to just briefly go over a little bit of the updates related to Metis, namely regarding the Metis SDK. We recently announced that, I think, like on the Twitter. So want to highlight that as well during this workshop. So the Metis SDK basically gives it's released on GitHub. You can go in, you can look it up. It's written in Rust, highly performant language and framework. But essentially, we've introduced some AI specific execution logic and optimization features, um, with like just in time as well as like ahead of time compilation. So the goal is that you can run AI applications directly on the blockchain using the Metis SDK. So that's one of the big unlocks there. So definitely, as we learn more about vibe coding from Needy here, we can start writing these different types of AI applications and then have them run and be essentially on the blockchain. And then afterwards, we have the parallel execution framework as well, like making these transactions parallelizable, essentially for that high performance nature and speed and accessibility for different people, or specifically for different programs coming in and being executed on the blockchain as well. So from these changes with the Metis SDK, the goal of this is to make a high performance and future oriented blockchain experience. And then as well, it connects back to Hyperion launch as well as Andromeda, that like unified liquidity layer, as well, like the being able to interact across different ecosystems. So you don't have to choose whichever one. You can just use one SDK, one framework, and then be able to interact with different types of blockchains within the Metis ecosystem. And with that, I'll hand it off to you, Needy. Please introduce the workshop for today.
Yep. Yep. So, hello everyone. My name is Nidhi, a traveler from Maris. Most of the guys you like who are joining us every week, they might know us, but for those who have new for today, yeah, that was my introduction. And thank you so much, first of all, for I'm glad that you are tuning in every week and giving us your time, valuable time. So whether you're watching live or like catching this later, thanks for being here. Today we are going to talk. I'll walk you through something that's changed how we code and how we think, and honestly, like how we collaborate with machines, right? So that's what we call like vibe coding, and that's the topic for us for today, about the vibe coding. So we'll see what exactly that is and what are the security approaches and best practices, as well as like I'll show you the one little live demo as well at the end. So without wasting your time, let me get started and share my screen. Okay, perfect. So yeah, we're going to see the vibe coding for a developers. So first of all, like this is the agenda that we are going to see, like the basic of vibe coding. It's not that complicated. It's like really basic things and really simple things to understand, but important thing to understand and to follow with it. So we're gonna see the what is vibe coding, point of live coding, and benefits and security, best practices, and lot of as well. So uh, uh, with light. Okay, yeah. So what is vibe coding? Let's talk about it, like what actually is. So this is the new kind of coding that I call vibe coding, and that's what people have been calling a vibe coding. So vibe coding is a new kind of coding workflow. It is actually tossing your skills away. I mean, it's about enhancing them. You are a developer, you are doing good, but it's about like how you enhance your skills, what you already have, how you save your energy, how you utilize the resources, right? So it's about flowing with the AI, so treating it like a dev, like a dev. You are pairing programming with you, so you prompt, it responds, and you guide, it adjusts, you build something together. So vibe coding is that, in the basic sense, that you use AI tools to get your project or ideas or MVP get done, and how you do it. So when I talk about MVP, it's like a whole, like, the main project, we can say. So there is the like flow that you can approach to build your things, even if you are not like a good at like one language. I mean, let's say you are good at one language, but you want to build something on the another language, you know the syntax and all, but so at that time you can use the AI tools to engage and to, I mean, collaborate with them. So it's not just like using them to build like whatever you want, but it's more of like collaboration, right? So that's what we call vibe coding. And what's the point of vibe coding? So why we even use them, why we even need it, right? So on the on the traditional way, we used to how we used to code. It was like we plan a project, we plan a tab, or like application, we code it, we test it, and we repeat the same thing, right? So, and in this traditional way, it's better that we know a syntax in a really good matter, right? So we have to make sure that we know language in a very depth, and in a very what I say, you have to know about knowledge about the syntax, as well as the logical things that is being happen in the particular language, right? But now, on a vibe coding, how is the vibe way? So you talk to the AI, it writes the code, you tweak until it works, right? So let's say I want to let's say you are building a web app. Normally you would start with like setting up a routing, writing boilerplate, and creating repetitive components. Like it's not hard, but it takes time if you follow the steps, right? So now picture this. You'll tell the AI that create a React component that takes in user input and saves it to a, like, I mean, local storage. So like, and make it pretty with using any CSS, let's say Tailwind, make it pretty with a Tailwind. So it gives you something in a 15 seconds or like 30 seconds, that some code it gives you, right? Now you review it, you tweak it, and that's like boom, right? So you are already testing the feature, right? So that's not like lazy coding, I'll say, but that's the smart iteration that you are playing here. And you are still you're still the architect, right? It's not just all on the AI. You are using the resources, you are using the AI to not get all of your work done, right? You are still the architecture, and you still design the flow, you still design the logic, you still design the UI. But vibe coding gets the scaffolding out of your way, so you can stay in the flow, right? So what are the benefits and security tips? We'll check this like one by one. So this slide is where the real magic and a risk live together, right? So let's break it down. Rapid development and a prototyping. So let's say you are building a dashboard. Let's say you are building a dashboard with charts. So you could import chart.js file, set up the config file, fetch the data, and build it. All right, cool. So up or you could say like to any AI tool that create a dashboard with a two charts, one for weekly sales and one for user growth, and pull data from this endpoint, animate them with a chart.js file, right? So you have saved already here like a lot of times, I'll say like 2-3 hours, right? So that's how you build prototype for a non-profit project in a one day, right? So that would have taken me a week. If I'm not a JavaScript developer, then it would haven't be taken a week for me. And simply because I let the AI handle the setup and focused on refining, that's how AI helps me. AI helps us or you to get the rapid development and a prototyping. It sparks creativity. Like I'm talking about the benefits right now. So it sparks the creativity. So this one's is like personal. So there are days where I stare at the screen like, wait, what if I go to nap instead? And why am I even solving this? Why am I doing this, right? So but then I'll type something like, okay, give me three let's say I'm creating a mobile app. Then give me just three creative layout options for a mobile app, budgeting app, right? First mobile first budgeting app. So like whatever. So it gives me a something. It gives me a push as well, right? So when I'm like stuck at somewhere, when you write a good prompt, we saw on a last workshop. If you guys have not seen the last workshop, which was on the prompt engineering, which was really, really, really important and a good one, where you see that how prompts matters a lot when you are um, engaging more with the LLM models, right? So prompts matter a lot. So yeah, so let's say in a spark creativity, and I give a prompt, and just like that I get inspired, not because it's perfect, right? But because it jolts my brain out of the fog, right? So it's like having a brainstorming partner who never sleeps, right? So that's how we use AI. That's how we use the give the prompts and talk with the LLM models. So and now the security tips. So always review AI generated code. So even if you are using a Stack Overflow, GitHub issues, or like whatever, you never copy paste anything from internet into your code, right? You check, you see what's an issue, what's the error, anything like what's the syntax, anything, but you never copy paste directly from the internet into your code, right? You may be modifying it, you may be tweaking it a little bit or whatever, but you are never copying exact code to your code, right? So that's what you have to make sure when you are using this models as well, right? This cannot be said enough. Like for an example, like one time I had an AI written login route for express, like in a JavaScript. It looked clean, but like it had zero input. Like let's imagine like it had a zero input validation, no checks, no rate limit, just like accepted like whatever came in. So that's how vulnerabilities sneak in. So reviewing code is much important. It doesn't matter if you are using like any tool, like whatever you are using, but you have to make sure that you always, always, always cross check and review your code. And that like I mean AI gives you the bones, right? But you have to check for cracks for sure. And don't deploy
Yeah.
without audits, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just to add on to that, I remember I used Claude
Uh,
specifically. I'll just pick on one model. and it's 3.7, which is like the newer one. And I remember it said, what is it? Authenticated to true, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I fixed the problem that way, essentially. Or
Yeah.
at least like Claude thinks that it fixed the problem. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this flow isn't working, or this thing isn't working, so it tends to hard code those values. But yeah, reviewing what the AI is doing is very important. Um, Sorry, continue on.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to like make sure that what we are actually deploying in the real project or like what. And yeah, don't deploy without the audits, as mentioned in the previous one, that if you copy paste straight from a for a production, you're asking seriously like for a trouble. Audit means what I mean by audits here. So static code analysis, security and security scans, and code reviews. Even if it's just you reading it twice, so you won't ship code from a stranger, right? So don't ship it from like a bot without checking it for like it's very serious concept, right? And okay, is the vibe coding secure? So what is your thought, Pavel, on if it is a secure or not?
Yeah. I don't think the goal from vibe coding is necessarily to create secure applications. It's mostly for let's say prototyping ideas, so that you can experiment with something that just works, and later on you want to maybe expand this into a real product. Then you would take that core aspect, and maybe if let's say you're not a developer, you can then try to onboard other developers to try to finish the rest of the code, if you don't know. But if you're more so of like trying to get started and trying to get in, I think vibe coding is an excellent way to essentially try out new things, even if you don't understand, all
Yeah.
of these, like all of the complexities behind like security and smart contracts and all of that. As long as it works, and you're having fun, I think that's definitely, more of the purpose. But would I recommend it for, let's say, applications that would store, thousands of dollars, or whatnot? Maybe not. But if it's something that you're looking to build out in a hackathon, for example, alluding there, ooh,
Yeah.
that would be a really good thing to experiment with.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, not for the like live productions for sure, like there will be the audits and the checks, but yeah, as you mentioned that for the, let's say, for the hackathon projects, you are building something and you want to if you want to take a part in a hackathon, but you don't know the language, right? You know the one language, but you don't know the other language. There you can use this thing. I mean, of course, like most of the devs will be using vibe coding, but we just don't know the name, that okay, this thing is the vibe coding. So I mean, the short answer would be like vibe coding is as secure as you make it, right? So uh, AI will not write secure code by default, so it just won't, right? So you have to ask for it, you have to check it, and you have to enforce your standards. So some of the tips that can save us, ask the AI to explain the code, whatever it has written. So if it can explain it in a I mean well, then it probably does not understand it either, right? So never run unverified shell commands or any commands, right? So that's just asking to nuke your system as well. So make sure that, yeah, as I mentioned before, that this is as secure as we make it. So uh, make sure that I mean, because AI is trained on the internet, right? So you don't know where this code came from. So, but you are responsible for what runs in your system, right? So you have to make sure that cross verifying things, especially
Yeah, and especially if you don't know if like, hey, is this code secure? Like
yeah,
we would gladly, Needy and I and also like the Rami from the Metis team would
yeah,
definitely take a look at it if you run into any issues with any vibe coding. But definitely, I would recommend, vibe coding is better than no coding,
yeah.
and and even if there's that risk of those like security flaws, I think it's worth to build something that you wouldn't have otherwise built. So don't worry too much if it's not secure. We'll have your back in case
Yeah,
you
in
need any
case,
help.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, yeah, as you mentioned that better than no coding. Okay, so all right, here's how you actually vibe code in a project. So let's walk it step by step. Um, First, you plan the project. So don't jump in a code. Like figure out what you are building, what your tech stack is, what features matter most. And if you don't know how, if you don't know like what you want, the AI sure will not either, right? So you have to make sure in your mind that what you are building, what are the stacks that you want to use, what are the UI UX you want, or like have they decide the idea, decide the design and feature sets before engaging with AI, right? So yeah, if you don't know, AI will not know either, right? And later set guidelines. So tell AI have you work. Example like um, let's say I'm using React, TypeScript, Tailwind, and put utility functions in. I mean, you have to set a guidelines, right? That use this text text, put utility functions in the lib folder, or follow the component naming with like whatever in this case, and give it a little structure, and suddenly like it will start building your way. So you have to make sure that you are clear and you have the document guidelines available to you, and you understand what you actually want. Because if you don't understand yourself, AI will not be as the same. So have the plan project ready in your mind, set the guidelines, and third, write strong prompts. Use prompt engineering here. So this is the secret sauce. So let's say if you write a prompt, if you want to make a home page and you're just writing like can make a home page for a to-do list app, but how you can make it a strong. So can you please build a next.js homepage with a hero banner and this card, the three features card, and a footer and a header, and use Tailwind CSS, and keep it mobile friendly as well, so you can have the like the same flexibility on the all devices. So this is the strong prompt here, right? So now you are giving it a direction, and that's when the result starts to shine, right? So this matters a lot here. Like when you are having a vibe coding, it's little things, but I read somewhere, or I saw it somewhere, that if you know how to speak an English, a good English, you might be able to build your app even if you don't know the coding, anything like app or anything. If you are taking a part in hackathon, you might be will be able to get the things run. If you know very good English, if you know the prompt engineering, like provide clear specific prompts about what actually you want to build, right? And then review the output, copy the code in your editor, like read it line by line. Don't just look at whatever it runs, right? Ask, is it clean, is it efficient, is it secure? And run the code if it's running, and have the lot of testing so that you can learn from the output, right? So check the generated code for errors output, and then iterate. So if something broke or if something not running, okay, good. You can use the AI here as well to correct the errors. So pass the error back into the AI, and say, fix this bug and explain why it happened. So yeah, so this what I have seen devs doing, that they just copy paste errors, and whatever AI give them, they just copy paste that thing from here to there. So that's the wrong thing, right? You have to make sure that you understand the error first, that okay, you are using AI to understand the error, okay, that's fine, because we used to do the same thing with the Stack Overflow, GitHub issues, and many more, right? So we use that. We used to use Stack Overflow before. I mean, I still use, um, to check what actually the errors are happening, why actually the errors are happening, right? And we try to understand in our code as well, so that we can get that, okay, this is the actual main breaking point. So make sure that you understand why it happened, and now you are just not coding, you are learning as well, right? So that's how you use vibe coding to build your app, to build your like project, or like whatever you are doing. So let's talk about common pitfalls to avoid. So, quick reality check here. A lot of people mess up their first few times with vibe coding. So, let's make sure that's not happening to you and that's not you. So, pitfall one is like trusting the AI too much. So, if it looks right, but you don't understand it, don't run it. So, taste it, reread it, and ask for explanations. Always ask for explanations, for errors, for anything. Like if you want to copy paste a code, you have to ask for the explanations. And second pitfall is that that's where the what do you say, oh, okay, let's just talk about the second pitfall and then I'll continue with the hallucination. So, letting AI steer the step, right? You are not, let's say you're a builder, but don't let the AI decide the architecture. Don't let AI decide the file names or a UX. So, if you don't guide it, it will just copy someone else's style from the internet, and probably not a good one, right? So, make sure that you're not giving all the control to direct your project direction, rather than maintaining the good control to your project. So pitfall 3 is no planning, no prompts, no documenting guidelines for the AI to follow. So this is walking into a restaurant and saying, give me a food, okay, cool, what kind, allergy, spices, vegan, right? We have to mention it. So we have to be very specific when we are especially playing with the prompts. No documentation. I mean, every time I document a pattern, then paste it to the prompt, paste it in the prompt, my results improve instantly. Like if you are trying it, if you're providing a documentation, so a good thing. Build once, document and reuse it, so it's efficient and it's a smart way to for vibe coding. And examples and actions, let's say examples. Okay, okay, try to let's move to the live demo coding. So we are going to see a basic thing, that how we can what's it we'll try to deploy the web application for a to-do list with the smart contract as well. And let's see how it goes. We're gonna use, because I have not prepared anything, whatever I'm gonna do is just in front of you using AI, and let's see how that goes, right? Let me share my entire screen.
Yeah, we're doing it live, guys. So if we'll see how vibe the coding is.
Yeah. So let's ask this to, okay, write a solidity. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to write a solidity smart contract for a simple to-do list, and it should allow, like, I mean, this contract should allow to add task, mark task, complete, and get the list of tasks. Okay, so we'll first get the smart contract, then we'll get the React front end for uh, connects to the smart contract via ether.js. And like, I mean, we'll see. I want to show you like how we solve the errors as well. So we'll see what we use to for the smart contract and web3 connection. We do have like 30 minutes, and I'll try to finish it in the 30 minutes, but I just want to show you guys that how we use prompts and how we do coding. Like, it's not about getting the working applications end of this workshop, but it's more about, and the focus is more on how we write prompts and how we check things and how we run the code. All right, so let's start. Okay, so write a solidity smart contract for a simple to do list. It should allow a user to add tasks, mark task complete, task complete, and get their list of tasks. All right, please use okay, let's see what does it gives us. So after this, how we are going to check this smart contract. So it would be good if we can copy paste this smart contract to remix and check if it's working in the local environment for easiness to see that it's like the normal, very basic smart contract. So you can do the same thing for using, like, I mean, VS Code as well. But let me go to the remix here and check. It's too big. Let's say to do.solve. Okay, I have copy pasted and let me run it. Okay, let's deploy and check. So what we have asked, is it my screen visible? Like both of the screen, the GPT one and the remix one, right?
Yes, yeah, they're
Yeah,
both
perfect.
visible.
It's just making sure that I have shared the entire screen. All right, so we have asked it to add task, mark task completed, and get the list of the task. Okay, so let's check if we can add a task. So book a call, it's our task. Okay, get task. Okay, okay, so it is giving us book a call, and it has given us a false as it has not been completed. So when is it completed, it will set us a true. Let's set up another task. Drink water is another task. I don't know what I'm writing, but just writing. Okay. So now we're gonna use index. It has write me the index to complete the task. Okay. Zero index complete task. Okay. Working, right? It's let me making a little big. So it's in a working conditions. Like what I have asked, it has provided me. So let's move to the other thing that let ask this to build a front end. So build a React front end that connects to the to-do list smart contract to the list smart contract uh, using okay. Pavel, can you help me here, like what we want to use here for the front end and a smart contract connection?
Let's do ethers JS.
Perfect. I was planning to the same. Okay, using ether.js and you want to use MetaMask include an input for a new task a list to display task and a button to mark them complete. All right, let's get an front end.
All right, there it is. Lots
Let's
of codes.
also write the next prompts until it finished writing the coding. So I want it to help me with the file structure. Let's see how it goes. So can you please help me because I'm assuming that I'm very new to this thing. I don't know anything in the blockchain, nothing. I just know that okay, there's a smart contract and I can connect how we can connect each other. I mean the front end smart contract, but I don't know anything about the blockchain more than this. So can you please help me with file structure as well?
I guess one quick question.
Yeah,
So if you click preview for the last what it created, can you preview what the
this way.
yeah, so I guess yeah. And
Yeah,
then there should be a top right
yeah.
preview.
So yeah, so it
Oh,
has
on the top right, there's a preview button. Let's see if it generated something.
yeah. That's actually the good feature here that
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. Doesn't doesn't want to react. Doesn't react. So
React React
yeah,
sometimes doesn't React.
I, I guess yeah. Still a work in progress for let's say the
I think that's
ChatGPT
because
devs.
yeah,
But yeah.
I guess that's because what I say because maybe we have used EtherJS or something, so it might not be able to get the contract and show us, but it should give us
Mhm.
what I say the front end. But
Yeah, maybe if you were to connect like an MCP to like code sandbox, and then it'd be able to automatically
yeah,
deploy everything. But that's maybe like out of scope for this. But yeah, if you could go over like what it created, that could be good.
yeah.
Yeah, file structure.
So what it has given us. So good to go for this, right? So we do have index.html. See, now here we don't want to use HTML, right? I have asked it to use the React, Ether.js, and MetaMask. So now here I have a question. I don't know like why it has given me the index.html. Uh, okay, maybe it is
I
like
think
creating the
entry point,
app. Yeah. So
like for the initial
yeah,
render,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
it'll
yeah.
do like everything
Yeah,
else in
so
React.
some of people who don't know that it is the React app. So what we can ask next that can you please help me? How can I create a React app? How can I initiate React app in? Let's say I'm using VS Code. Okay, so now it is getting me in a right direction. I say that um, okay, check if you have this installed or not, and then let's just follow it. Go to the where's the VS Code here. Okay, cool.
Awesome. I guess while it's installing, can you walk through the what code it generated?
Yeah. So it has generated, like it has used,
Or if you,
let
yeah,
me
stop, yeah.
and okay, it has used the ethers. It We do have the contract address. Okay, so now just want to mention one thing, that if someone is just copying this code, following the all the steps for creating the to-do list and like whatever, and you're just copying code, if you're not reading it, if you're just copying it and pasting it, and when you will just run the npm start, it's going to give you the error, right? Because here you have to make sure that you read each line. Whatever you're copying, make sure that you read each line, because here you have to enter your contract address. You may now need to deploy your contract, right? So that's how you save your time a lot, in a lot way, right? And then upload the ABI. There's the function. Okay, function, main function, and it has the task, new task, contract states, accounts. That's okay. Here it has check the.
Why don't we deploy this live and see if we run into any of those issues? I think like it, like everything looks right, on first glance.
Yeah,
So I guess if you install ethers,
install ethers here.
yes.
Let's just, okay, let's just install. I think it should have given us to install ethers as well. Okay, let's just install .env as well, make it clear. And okay, so in a source, now if I'm in new, I don't know where I have to paste the code, right? Where I can copy paste this code. So what I'm gonna do now, I will just ask uh, by giving it this file structure, that okay, let me take a screenshot of this and pass it here. Okay, so I have this structure now. I have this structure, file repo. Can you help me where I can put the to-do list app code, to-do list react code. So replace ape.js, delete all the, okay, and that's where we're gonna put out the real code. Where's the real code? Okay, where is
Yeah.
the
Well,
.js?
while you're doing this, I guess I'll describe a little bit. So there are ways that you can do this within VS Code. So VS Code has Copilot, and
Yeah,
then there's other clients like Cursor or Windsurf that can help essentially automate this process directly. But I
exactly.
think like for this lesson, we want to go through and go at it from the angle of if we know what files to change from like a, let's say, a starter prompt, then this helps us understand, okay, um, here's the file that led to this error happening. And then as a result, you're better equipped to deal with those errors when they come up. So rather than let the, going with more of like the cursors or the windsurfs or the co-pilots directly, if you're just starting out, this is a great way to then get iterative feedback so that you know what the overall issue of what you essentially just vibe coded is, because it can get very overwhelming, especially with let's say windsurf or cursor or copilot, to just let it do everything for you, and then you run into an issue where you get stuck, and then now the code is not working, and even cursor or windsurf or Copilot doesn't know how to fix it, and then that's when um, like I encounter those issues with Rust code. I find because it doesn't understand, let's say, all of the um, all of the cargo packages that it needs to reference, and then as a result, it sort of leads to this errors happening. And when you try to say, "Hey, fix this error," doesn't know what to do, and then as a result, you sort of have this over reliance on
Yeah.
the uh, the AI to essentially do everything. Which if if the AI can't solve and you don't know where to look, then you're in too deep.
So yeah, exactly mentioned. Now we have the error. So let's see what is actually it is and how we can solve it, right? So yeah, as you mentioned that we can use this Copilot as well. So if you want me to use here, I can just be here and fix it out.
Yeah, sure. Let's use like the in code editor just to help
Yeah,
demonstrate that.
exactly. Okay, so see, it's like very basic things when you are in a blockchain field and you know the development. It's like really very simple project that we are running, right? But still, when we use GPT, it I mean AI tool, it throws an error when we are not seeing, or when we are not actually actively taking care of what we are copying pasting. And because we didn't check, right, we didn't check the each line of code here, so that
Mhm.
can be the reason that we get an error. But okay, let's check. Okay, so it explains the error that attempt import error ethers dot providers is not exported from the ethers. In the latest version of ethers, the provider's namespace is no longer accessed as the ether providers.
Yeah. So it looks like it's using a version of Ethers, like maybe Ethers version 5,
Five, yeah.
and then or like ChatGPT was using a past version, and I think Ethers has upgraded to
Upgraded
V6.
one. Yeah, exactly. So
So as a
that,
result, you could technically resolve this as well. Like if you understand that, like, okay, well, the current version of Ethers is outdated. You could also downgrade to Ethers version 5 and then have it work in that way. But um, yeah, so just knowing the context of why things are can help you solve those issues.
yeah. So, but let's say if you are new to this, right, and if you don't know anything about this, then how would you wait, what I'm doing here?
I think it would be easier since like ChatGPT might and likely the um, what is it, GPT 4.0 also in here can only reference past versions of Ethers. Maybe it would be easier to use the version 5. So in this
That-
case, we can downgrade that Ethers version and then see if that works rather than trying to replace it, because I think if if ChatGPT gave us the solution using Ethers v5, it likely doesn't have the
let's ask
context.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's ask that. Okay, give me a prompt to ask is the ethers downgrade version. Okay. Uh, can you give me ethers version installation? Uh,
I guess that in this case, if you look at the package.json, um, so it should, yeah, see, Ether's v6.
I
So if
mean,
you just,
I fix it here,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
if you just like put like 5 or something, I don't know if 5.0.0, and then that
It's
should be fine,
yeah, it should
maybe.
be fine.
Or sorry, if you npm install, sorry, because I think you have to reinstall the.
Let me just close this out and it should work.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
And let's say drink water, that task. Okay, so now it's not opening the MetaMask. Let me run this to.
So we run it in a browser that supports MetaMask, or like you have MetaMask installed.
Yeah,
Okay, so
cool.
there it is. Okay, and
And we can check here. It's running or not. Get
so
tagged. Okay.
so so likely that one. Did it connect with the smart contract?
Yes, because I did the connection. Let's check the
Oh, okay,
E.
got it, got it. So while I was talking, you were
Yeah, yeah. I just connected E to E. I deployed the contract and yeah.
amazing, amazing. See, wow, it works.
Yeah, let's do like uh finish homework. Is it this easy? I just
I
reloaded.
think you have to refresh. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What?
Look at that.
Drink water. Completed. Get task. Okay.
And it's
Just
set to true.
yeah.
Awesome.
And what about here? Okay. Remove the complete. So yeah, exactly what we asked. Now we can ask on the next prompt to give it a CSS. So let's just be very quick for this. Can you please use CSS for front end? Here I'm not giving it a proper what I say. Like okay, just use
Oh,
this CSS. But let's see how it gives you the what CSS it is using. See, modern CSS front end using a plain CSS, no Tailwind and no framework. So now it has used just simple CSS. And let's see. And it has also mentioned to move it here.
likely you might need to add those styles to the core components as well. Like
Oh yeah, for here as well. Yeah.
so, if you scroll down,
Yeah.
it'll probably. Oh no, I think that's already added in index.
Yeah, I
Should
mean,
be, but like the list items over there. So if you go back to ChatGPT, it says that if you scroll a little bit down, it had like a little
yeah,
bit.
after
Yeah.
the
So
CSS,
there's a JSX section.
yeah,
Yeah. So if you like, copy that one.
return and see. That's what happened when you don't read like the entire prompt carefully, right?
Yeah.
So
It worst thing that can happen is that the thing that you expected to happen doesn't happen,
that
or you
doesn't
get
happen.
error.
Yeah, exactly. So it is, I think, from here, right?
Yeah, I think the whole thing.
I think till here.
Yeah, you got it. All right, let's see how it looks. Amazing. That looks really good. and I guess add a new task just to illustrate the point.
Yeah.
Oh, does it let you?
Sorry, what did you mention?
Oh, does it let you type?
That's a drink water one more time.
Okay, perfect. And I guess like if you refresh the page, it'll show. Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. All right, everything works. All
Yeah.
styled. I guess some room for expansion would be to add in that like automatic refresh.
Yeah.
Um, maybe like a listener for the smart contract. Um,
Yeah.
and then yeah, obviously smart contracts, that might not be the most cost effective way to create a to-do list. Uh, it's costing you like a cent every single time.
Yeah.
Um, maybe for important to-dos, I don't know. um,
It's just like for
so
the, like how we do it, right? For
yeah, yeah, yeah. So as you can see, very straightforward um, to do it. I think you've demonstrated it very well, Needy.
yeah. Anyway, so thank you. I think it's time to finish this workshop, and um, thank you so much, first of all, for being here, Pavel. Special thanks to you and all of those who have tuned in for today's workshop. And for like last 2 weeks, we were just doing on a simple basic things, but for the next week, we have something exciting. Um, Using elite framework and how we can use it in a DeFi world. So that is going to be more super excited. So um, see you on the next Thursday on the same time. And I hope that you are going back with something on your hand. So make sure that you have joined our Metis developers group for all the updates related to Metis, and make sure that you also join Elite's devs community to get all the new updates about the Elite framework on the Telegram group, as well as don't forget to follow us on Twitter and YouTube.
Awesome. Thank you, Needy. And thank you
Bye.
everyone for watching.
Take care.